Was Interstellar Radio? Today's date is was October 28th, 2019. This is our early recording with Retro. All right, greetings.
Greetings.
All right, whenever you like to begin.
Yes, we decided to talk about other versions of Earth today, particularly Mad Max and Zombie Worlds and stuff like that. You know that zombie dreams are quite common. I'm going
Yeah.
to call into about that as we discussed. Yes. One moment.
All right.
Yes, I see a lot of reptilian connection wanting to speak about the other versions of Earth, particularly the zombie worlds. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry.
Yeah, take your time.
Yes, the zombie worlds were an interesting occurrence. It's occurred in a lot of karma that has been building up, not just within the politics or within disease. It's also a collective karma on those worlds, the zombie planets.
Mm-hmm.
It is started because of disease, because there's been already a rift between the worlds, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
a rift between people.
Mm-hmm.
It is there to cause chaos, of course, but more emotional chaos. Think if it's your sisters or your wives or your daughters or even your brothers become zombies.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean? You see them, but they are not who they are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see them in the same way that you have in the past. But to be honest, at that point when you see a zombie, someone that had become zombified, and if you knew them personally, it is highly likely that they had changed themselves in ways that had gone um, difficult. The tension between you. There's the zombie dreams, of course, are signs of tension between people, between populations.
Mm-hmm.
Think about um, think about how you see different political teams. You know, one party thinks the others are brainless zombies, and they tend to accuse people of not thinking straight or being radicalized, when really they just done something important to themselves and they don't really connect to each other. So the zombie world, the zombies are a version of extreme disconnect as well.
They believe those realities will exist, though, right? Or no?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You believe those realities exist, though, right? Or no?
They exist in
Maybe not for
alternate
everybody.
alternate universes.
Yeah. Maybe not for everybody, but some
No,
people it is real.
it is a real. There's many, yes. There is some trauma from people who have lived in these realities before. Of course, it is healing. It is just these stories of zombies are here to remind us of what is important. You know,
Mm-hmm.
these stories on television about these people living in zombie survival scenarios, and they become barbarians, or they do things that are questionable, of course, to survive.
Mm.
It is not just the zombies themselves, but it attests other people who still remain. The zombies are just a background at that point. Um, so we're connecting to those worlds because that's karma that we need to work through. These zombies remind us to remember what is important. It is
Mm.
like a zombie loses their soul, they lose their mind,
Yeah.
they also lose their soul. So it is a warning. It is to work through our karma, to work through our emotions and our relationships. So yes, there have been in alternate universes zombies conjured up by black magicians and mad wizards, so to speak. Those that wish to bring back what was once alive but now dead.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
The soul has moved on. It is no longer available for that. Of course, this zombie virus. These zombies are only husks of who they once were and no longer have their faculties with them.
Mm.
The faculties of the mind or the soul.
Mm.
So
Mm.
zombies, they have no free will. And that is where these zombie dreams, these zombie messages, these zombie shows come from. It is a warning to focus on what is important.
Well, it's another way to show trauma. Oh, such as like a family member. I guess if you see a family member as a zombie, it shows there's difficulty there.
Yes, of course. If you see them under the zombie, you see them different. They see you. They may also see you as a zombie at times. They again, it is a disconnect. They do not understand you, and you do not understand them, and neither of you have been able to or been willing to extend the olive branch in a way that is needed.
Yeah.
So it is a sign that there needs to be some work there. So
Mm.
it is a sign that someone that you love becoming a zombie. It is a warning that you need to respect them and honor them and cherish them as a family. Or it may even be a sign. It may be a sign that it depends on the feeling that comes with it too. If it is someone that you love and miss, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Mm-hmm.
If you are, it depends on how you react to it. Of course, if someone becomes a zombie in your dream, that mean that they are lost already
Mm-hmm.
without a soul. But otherwise, it may be a warning that you need to connect with and cherish that person, even if there are differences. It is
Mm-hmm.
time to set aside the differences. Sometimes it can be too late, but um, not always.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Um, is there anything else?
No, and there's different versions of these zombie Earths, so there's several of them. So like people come here to heal from that, from those experiences. That's why I get from it.
Yeah. There are individuals here that do not know it, that they come from zombie world to heal.
Yeah.
Some worlds are perpetually zombie world. It is like a modern apocalyptic setting. It is like a it is then a perpetual zombie world. the living versus the dead, of course.
Hmm.
And it didn't like that, not Thor A Few Winters, but Thor Generations.
It's funny how fiction brings it out.
Yes,
It's a healing energy there. It's funny.
sometimes it is much worse than fiction.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah. I mean, they even have like zombie Romans and the Roman time period, and it's probably zombie everything.
Yes, a lot of it corrupted. It is the magic that is corrupted the soul, or
Hmm.
someone who is losing their soul, their identity. They give their soul up to be controlled by another.
Hmm.
They become zombies. They lose their free will. I feel that if it is a potential, if the Earth did not ascend, which I do at this point, I feel that we are past a point that this is possible. But in the past, one of our potential timelines was a zombie world, but it is now not possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw years ago. It was like one of those pawn shop shows, and some guys came in there and they bought a bunch of guns for the zombie apocalypse
Yeah,
to prepare for it. I mean, they were taking it really seriously too. So,
yeah.
so yeah.
Well, if you think about the time then, back when all these zombie shows were
Yeah.
around,
Hmm.
think about what was happening, particularly in America.
Nuclear war and all that. Yeah. Nuclear.
You also had the politics of America too. You had
Yeah.
more tension than you've had before in recent
Yeah.
times. Um,
Yeah.
you think back to the election of Donald Trump, how much divisiveness there was then, how much divisiveness, but also a lack of willingness to understand. There was no olive branch because one thing was unforgivable, and that was voting for the wrong candidate. Um,
Hmm. So, how about what about the Terminator reality?
one moment.
Oh, that's funny. It's coming out this weekend.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of odd timing.
I had never watched Terminator. I'll have to watch it at some point.
Oh, really? Who hasn't seen that? Yeah, I think it's free on YouTube right now.
Oh, I'll have to watch it then.
I think there's ads on it, but it's
Yeah.
still free. But you're aware of the story of it?
I wouldn't worry some basics of it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a well, anyway, there's a nuclear, military Skynet,
Hmm.
wipes out the human race basically. Machines wipe out
Mm-hmm.
humanity. That's the gist of it. I mean, the simple version of it.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah, because James Cameron had a dream of a skeleton type robot coming after him in a dream. And it
Is it
created
similar? Is it similar to iRobot? Like that?
no, like this the robot. You know what it looks like?
Yeah,
The-
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah,
So I know.
yeah, the robot. You know what it
Yeah.
looks like? The Terminator, what it looks like? Wait,
Yeah.
without the skin? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think so.
But just look up Terminator
Yeah, I will do that right
and
now.
you'll find it pretty quickly.
Yep.
Look at
Yeah. Hmm.
images or something. Well, if you look at this, it's a skeleton structure, though. Yeah, the skeleton Terminator. Or you have to look up. Yeah, the skeleton one.
It,
That's what he was saying. With the red eyes.
yeah. A moment. And attempting to connect to the information. Yes, that did exist in other realities, of course. I see him as a captain of the ship.
Uh,
Actually, he's
who? What? Who you see?
a sentient. This character, the Terminator with the red eyes, yes, the
Oh
red
yeah.
eyes.
Hmm.
I see him actually not Darth on this reality, but of course Darth from Earth as the captain of the ship. He's a sentient android with some biological parts that it is hidden. Um, it looks like a brain that might have been uploaded to a robot in a sense. Because there is a biological signature there, but it's just very faint.
Hmm.
Yes. One moment. Yes, I see him as the captain of the ship. He took over different worlds. It seems like he had a kind of a ghost ship, a derelict ship that he took over,
Hmm.
and he kind of repaired it. I believe he may have taken over some larger vessels before. Um, have you seen the show Alien, the movie Alien?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of a monster that's going throughout the ship, and
Hmm. Yeah.
it's kind of like that. What I'm feeling. You kind of taking out the biological life in a certain ship, and it's kind of commandeered them and made a sort of superior biological or robotic army. Sorry, it is one example of AI gone bad, of course.
Well, yeah. In this reality, the humans are basically living underground and
Mm,
just trying
yeah.
to survive.
The one thing to keep in mind, though, is there's a lot of fear that AI, of course, but this is actually the creation of in the work of a organic man who tried to improve himself.
Hmm.
This is not AI doing it per se. It is another man that is taking over
Hmm.
as a Terminator and is hunting down
Hmm.
biological life.
Yeah, man is controlling it.
It is a man that is the Terminator used to be human
Yeah.
before it became a robot.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so it has a soul of its own, basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah.
but it is kind of corrupted, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is sort of a nightmare being in a sense.
Hmm.
So I see him taking over ships, killing men on ships, and I see like a graveyard of large vehicles, large spacecraft he lives in, and it's kind of it's not in this world per se that it is close to it. The energy is here in a
Hmm.
sense.
Hmm.
It's not Archon, of course, but it very similar in some sense.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes. Um, I believe he has
So,
worked. Sorry.
yeah. Does this go to other worlds also? Other versions of Earth? Is it not just one version? This is several.
There are a few different versions of Earth actually.
Hmm.
Um, one I believe that is more pristine looking than ours actually. That was more the primitive Earth that he took over.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, that is more the. It feels like it was meant to be given to someone to rule.
Hmm.
It is sort of an Edenic, sort of peaceful world, or his vision. It was this Earth was not a blank canvas, of course. There was a lot of bloodshed, but it was the energy was very peaceful.
Hmm.
But I see other worlds, desert worlds, Arctic worlds that have living beings on it. It's very similar to Earth, of course, that it's become apocalyptic. It is used for farming and resource gathering. Um, it is sort of building his own. I'm not able to connect to his plan per se, but uh, he is building his own empire in a sense.
Mhm.
I'm feeling like attack on my crown chakra. Hold on. Um,
So, do you think the Illuminati knows about these other versions of Earth, or be able to connect to them, or?
um, some, yes, but it is a very distant area. It is not of interest to most. The
Mm-hmm.
Illuminati are not within the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
They do not have the same methods in the same game that this Terminator has.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they tend to stay away. They don't have much interest in that area because that area is sort of like a playground for this Terminator being. And methods used there are not of any interest to the Illuminati. So I see the Illuminati. I'm sorry, the Terminator world is very contained. So it's not really a threat to us, of course, because well, it could put a good fight against the Illuminati, but it's not. It's content to stay where it is for now.
Okay.
But it is unlikely to be a threat to us.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
this planet is very protected, of course. Even by dark beings that want to use it, of course, would not allow others to take its place so easily.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So those other versions of Earth can slowly come through our media and even try to take over the mentality here to make it happen, manifest it. They can try.
They can try, but from what I see, most of this media is a lot of karmic healing, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. It is a message, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It is an expression of past lives or concurrent lifetimes. It is a attempt to heal it more than anything else. What I'm seeing. It is also an attempt to mind control to push us away from advancement in the sense. See, if humans fear AI and robots, if they fear cloning, if they fear all this futuristic stuff, um, then we may slow ourselves down out of fear. We may slow our technological progress down out of fear. So that's one reason why they may push negative storylines like this, like the zombie worlds or the
Mm-hmm.
AI revolution worlds. But it is it these stories are out there for both good and bad reasons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, to let us know those other versions of Earth that do exist.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, these things are very healing for people too.
Exactly.
So even if they don't really understand it, like zombie movies are healing for people.
Hmm.
Terminator is healing. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So to like the balance, the one people who do not take it the right way will become afraid of what could be,
Yeah.
and that could set us back. Um, but it also provides healing to some that has experienced it in past lives.
What about the Mad Max reality?
One moment. Mad Max, I believe, is connected to Mars, actually.
Huh. Neat. I can see that because it is a desert world. But
Yes. Of course, it was the very masculine and very scarce world, desert world, of course.
yeah.
You can think that this technology would be there from older times. It's all these crafts, these pyramids, these different technologies that existed and once helped Mars to flourish are now sitting there in a wasteland. We're now there, people there trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
It
Hmm.
is a negative timeline, so to speak. It is as you know, that the masculine had that Mars had tried to get rid of its feminine side, the females,
Yeah.
and so this world here is a very masculine, martial, hostile world. It is a proving ground in a sense because
Mm-hmm.
it's such a desolate planet that you have to get by with being able to conduct technology and take down others. So of course it is a example of that lower masculine energy. It is an example of how Mars fell, or after the fall of Mars, after the Tillians had left as well, and left to the Martian humans. You had some of these you had some of these timelines like Mad Max on Mars. And not just Mars, the other planets as well. There's one connected to, I want to say Jupiter as well, but it is sort of hard to pin different realities, different galaxies. But it is, you could say that Jupiter is a portal to different worlds as well.
Mm-hmm.
That might have some of this energy, of course, because, and it's leading into other topics of how other planets influence each other. In particular, how other planets may influence Mars in their technology, or Earth, of course, because we know it on astrology, the planets can influence Earth by their positions, and their natal charts and such. But that also goes true for not only Earth, but there are other planets as well. So Earth has its own energy field that it emits too.
Hmm. So it has its own versions of this too, not just Mars.
Um, no, Earth does not have this, of course.
So
I'm
it's
sorry.
just.
I'll get into our next topic about the connection to the planets.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was just saying that basically Earth has its own gravity with the planets. So
Mm-hmm.
you can say that Saturn is affecting Earth in one way, but it is also affecting Mars, and Earth is affecting Mars too.
Mm-hmm.
But particularly, his interest is the effect on the outer planets and the
Yeah.
information from your your Neptunes, your Plutos, and
Mm-hmm.
Jupiters on Mars.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. So it feels like they're projecting what's going on Mars onto our planet, like the Mad Max stuff,
Yes.
for us to learn from them.
Hmm.
That's what I got. So Mad Max World isn't really another version of Earth. I guess it's just another version of Mars.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. Hmm.
1 moment. Should we move on to the next topic, though? The
Yeah. Go
yeah.
for it.
Okay. 1 moment. Sorry.
Yeah. No problem. Take your time.
Interesting. So I see that Mars is to be much more balanced, of course, much more watery. that now it is planet fire. You can see that, and seeing that Neptune in particular has an old connection with Mars, the old Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Much of the feminine energy that you see on Mars came from Neptune.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, that feminine was very dreamy in a sense. It was very otherworldly. It was you see, Mars used to be a watery planet, and I believe this is why potentially Mars wanted to remove the feminine from itself, is to find its own way. Perhaps it felt, perhaps Mars once felt that it was being overtaken by the feminine. It was not comfortable being surrounded in this energy that came from Neptune, this watery energy. So it wanted to prove itself in the sense it wanted to change and purify itself into its own masculine idealism.
Yeah, Mars got rid of their feminine. I see.
I believe this might be connected to Atlantis as well.
Huh. Oh, were Mars doing that, or something,
It
or
says that this is connected to the Atlantean energies as well. With Mars, the
removal of the feminine?
yes,
Okay. Yeah.
as you know that before Atlantis there was Lemuria,
Yeah.
and Lemuria had its own fall, and you had the dark feminine. But of course, then you had the patriarchy, which is the correction of the masculine.
Mm-hmm.
So to see Mars went through its own older correction against the feminine,
Mm.
and this is sort of the connection to Atlantis.
Mm. Yeah. Definitely a connection there.
Yes,
Well, such
and it
as
also
like,
has a.
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
It's like Martians coming to Atlantis and taking over, something like that, or trying to, or influencing it, or something like that.
Influencing, yes, influencing. But of course, it was a two-way street. There were some reptilian influences there as well, that human as well. With the reptilians wanting to get rid of the feminine, because the feminine could be very strong and very encompassing. You had a lot of that going on at Atlantis as well, with the overcoming the dark feminine at the Lemurian times. Um, so of course you had a lot of mistrust toward the feminine at that moment. And so that was capitalized upon to make humans weaker, to make Mars weaker, and more habitable for the reptilians. Mars used to be a much more, it used to be much more balanced. And it's very similar to Lemuria at one point, actually, from what I'm seeing way back in the past. It used to be very similar to Lemuria. It still had a warrior culture, but the feminine was much more powerful. So I see that eventually was taken over so that the Chileans could, the, the negative Chilean agenda could take over Mars and take over humanity there. But you see that the Martian humans had a much greater percentage of the Chilean DNA. Although I do believe there are women there, women Martians, that is much more different. It's not the same as it was before. It is a very masculinized in a sense.
Yeah, like a Greek warrior, female warrior.
Yeah, Amazon.
Yeah.
And there are positives and negatives there too, but the feminine is different. It is not the same kind of mystical feminine. It is a very warlike reptilian feminine. Um, Although I do feel it has calmed down a lot since then. You do see more the lighter side of it. Eh, there has been much time to heal since then, as Mars has been quiet for the most part since the reptilians left,
hmm
and is left to the humans to recover. And you see the fourth and fifth dimensional humans there that are trying to rebuild or have been rebuilding, and they're also acting as spirit guides to some. Hmm. Any questions?
Yeah, I can go on for if you want to connect to another planet or whatever I like to do.
Hmm. Considering both Venus and Mercury, do you have a preference there?
Interesting. Yeah, I was feeling Mercury. Mercury is not a well known. I figured it
Right.
was bigger when it was in a different place too.
Yeah, it's Mercury is a very crystalline world. It is also very.
hmm
I feel that a big connection to the Zetas there,
hmm
but it also. I feel Mercury is also here to work with our sun.
Yeah.
It is a regulation of the energies of our sun as well. It is here to. It is a channel between heavenly energies in our sun and our world, as it is mostly crystalline in nature and metallic as well. But metallic. Sorry. But Mercury being the planet of the mind, of messages and travelers, of course, it is a prime spot being next to the center of our uh, solar system.
hmm Yeah. So,
It is connected to a lot of higher information. I see a lot of zetas there, but also different different Arcturians there as well.
hmm
Arcturians. But there is a connection to higher knowledge. Different universes, different realities are there.
it's balancing our solar
Yes.
system.
In a way, yes, it is balancing our solar system. It is also not here to keep track because most of the stations you see are on the outer planets and moons of the outer planets, I should say,
I
like your
feel like
Jupiter and Saturn. But
I feel rabbit energies from Mercury. That was different.
hmm, perhaps that's where Jake comes from.
I was just thinking that.
I believe I had asked you if you went to their channel, Jake, for
Oh yeah,
you.
that's right. I forgot about that. We
Yes,
can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
yes. I'll see if I can channel Jake through if you like.
Sure. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, we have the whole week. You want to do that now?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, yes. Greetings. This is Jake here.
Hello, Jake. How's it going over there?
Good, my old friend. It is glad to see you.
You on the run from the secret government?
Hmm, hold on.
No comment.
No comment. You will know shortly what I'm up to.
I see it in the comics. I get some idea.
Yeah. He did not know the whole story, though. It's a
No,
certain.
I don't know the whole story. No. Yeah, I tried to pitch your stuff to Adult Swim. That's all I heard. Still had heard back from them.
Oh, one person knows me there. That's all I'll say.
I figure
Um,
you'll get your limelight eventually.
we'll work it out.
I
Yes,
guess there's
don't you worry.
no hurry for it. I guess
Yes, don't you worry. Yes. You're reaching the right people.
that's good. So what's going on right now?
One moment. Yes, I am around your son at this moment.
Hmm.
You felt my presence on Mercury, of course.
Yeah, I want to add that to the comics.
Yes. I'm in that crystalline planet version of Mercury.
Hmm.
I I I am well. That's all you need to know.
Okay. And you do show up to people. You came to me, like spiritually. I mean, I channeled your energies, but I actually felt you physically coming towards me, running. And you've come
Yes,
to other people too.
I sneak out sometimes and look
Yeah,
through the windows.
so funny. You've come to
Yes,
other people too. Yeah, in their dreams. So
yes.
funny.
Do a little bit of mischief here and there doesn't hurt anyone.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Just shows everybody that you're real.
exactly. One minute.
Okay.
Um, I feel like he's trying to author you something, but I'm having issues taking that up.
Okay. Hmm. It's all right.
Yes, hold on.
Funny. Thank you.
Yes, sorry, I think I lost that. I feel like he's telling you to watch out for rabbits as well. Little brown ones, yeah.
Oh, little brown ones, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he has something for you, but
Hmm.
I think he we got some interference there. I then ever since yesterday I've been feeling like a interference in my crown chakra. I'm not sure if it's opening out or being blocked. But
That's going to happen.
yeah,
You're just a little bit
uh,
sensitive to it. That's all.
yeah. Particularly with the Nordic energy, it felt like my crown chakra was like mushrooming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll be fine. Yeah. So yeah. Um, it, I'll see if I can connect back to if you'd like. See if I
I'd like.
can
I
to
mean,
say.
you don't have to.
Yes, I thought he was very secretive, of course.
Yeah.
There are things he didn't want to get out to the public because he is in a mission right now, from what I'm seeing. So,
Yeah, it's okay. That's fine. No, that was good.
but he's being a little bit sly, telling you to, look for the sign, look for him.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So funny.
yeah. Um,
So, yeah. Is there anything else about the planets you want to go into?
go back to Mercury, and yes,
Yeah.
because that is where I've seen him in the crystalline world. I'm seeing some crystals, some quartz crystals that are about the size of buildings.
Hmm.
Some are 3 to 5 stories tall. So. Um,
Hmm.
that is also connected to a lot of rabbit energy. A lot of small
Hmm.
beings are there, and a lot of zetas are there too. Um, it is. I feel like it is sort of not connected entirely to Agartha, but it has a lot of connections. Hold on. I believe some crystals that are there were from Agartha as well.
Hmm.
Some crystals that are on there are also in Agartha. Yes, that's what it's getting. So I think
Um,
there are dragons around Mercury as well. Is what I'm getting. Um, of course, being connected to the sun, a lot of power and energy there is transferred there, and it is contained a lot of old information. Because Mercury is a collector of information. It is a library connected to different worlds and different crystals, and
yeah, it came from another universe
yeah,
that was more active.
it is
Yeah,
connected to.
yeah,
It is connected to a lot of different worlds, a lot of different universes.
yeah. I think a lot of these worlds, our solar system,
Mhm.
have been in situations like ours in
Yeah,
their own way. They've been kind of, you know, however you want to word it.
yeah. Yes, Mercury exists in many different areas. It is
Yeah,
not just
this year.
um, it's not just here. Yes, even concurrently, it is existing in different worlds, different
Yeah,
universes. Yes.
keeping us balanced from another universe. Yeah, I can see that.
Mhm. It is the hub of the mind, so to speak. It's connecting.
Hmm.
Um, it has a lot of ancient knowledge to a lot of dragon knowledge as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
Atlantean knowledge.
Atlantean wizard knowledge. Yes, of course. Mercury is the planet of the mind, of course. Um, the connected to at least Hermes and Odin, the deities with communication and knowledge, of
Hmm.
course. It is a place you can connect to for higher information.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Well, what about Venus? Venus is known to have a lot of difficulties in its past.
Hmm. I see Venus is connected to alchemy, uh, but a
Hmm.
lot of it is not the best kind of alchemy. I see it practiced there
Hmm.
quite a bit, and a lot of things have gone wrong, of course. So the search for, similar to your search to turn lead into gold, um, it is a search to find transcendence and beauty,
Hmm.
but it has become somewhat faltered in its search. Um, so Venus is connected to your alchemy, of course.
Hmm.
It is a planet of desires.
Hmm.
It is also connected to Illuminati because they know understanding the people,
Hmm.
what drives them, how to drive the culture. You see these women in Hollywood that have been idealized and
Yeah.
made to be this goddess of sorts. It is connected to Venus in this alchemical state, um, and they're trying. It is the idea of the Illuminati trying to sell people onto these ideals to control them, mind manipulation, because these desires are not always true desires, but it's a matter of mass manipulation. But of course, Venus has some secrets too. So it's connected to magic. It's connected to even a lot of witchcraft and alchemy. It is a planet of luxury, so to
Hmm.
speak. Yes. And now you've seen it in its state that the state with this damage and this karma comes to this abuse of this magical energy, of these disappointments and failures that people have had. There's a lot of sorrow and abuse there, a lot of dark things people went through for the sake of perfection.
Hmm.
That is a lot of the karma there as well,
Hmm.
and that is why it has the association it has. Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Is there anything else? I think we have a few minutes to go left.
What about Uranus? Is there anything quickly you can see in that?
Yes, all I can say is there is some alien energies there that it is not to be understood right away, but it's definitely alien. In a sense, it did not. It is out of phase in a sense of our world as well. It is out of phase in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to a very different beat. But of course, it is needed to serve its purpose. Otherwise, things would be too stable.
Mm-hmm.
So it is there to add information drip by drip to our world in order to change it, in order to challenge it, so that things do not become too stale and too stable.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of mysteries that we will not find out, we will not understand for a while. It is adding a great deal to our information just by it is adding a great deal to our advancement just by being out of sync, so to speak. Yes. Um,
So it's going to be like it's already a mystery planet as it is,
yeah,
but
yeah. Of course, it is.
OR basically.
It is furthering our advancement in ways we can't really understand right now. Of course, it is connected to Aquarius, which we are going to the Ages Aquarius.
Well, it's a high vibrational world.
Exactly.
And there are alien beings there. We just can't, they're
Yeah,
high density though.
they are very high density. Yes. To us, they would appear almost schizophrenic in a
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah, Uranus and Neptune.
Yeah,
Saturn is more 5D, maybe
yeah.
6D.
Pluto is interesting as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto is seen as a planet of polarity. It is very hold on. It's sort of the keeper of our karma. You think Saturn keeps us in the vine, but Pluto
Mm-hmm.
has a major role in defining even our higher realities. Of course, it is a planet of polarities. It is hot and cold.
Mm-hmm.
It is connected to our demonic realms as well. You know, our darker selves. It's our where our power comes from.
Mm-hmm.
You fly too high in the sun to the sun, you get burnt and you fall down to Pluto.
Mm-hmm.
And then you face your darker aspects. You face darkness and have to change and have to transmute yourself. So of course it is not a prison, so to speak, but it keeps us in our karma until we solve it. It keeps the karma here in a sense.
Yeah,
It has a lot of lessons for us.
kind of like a gatekeeper.
Yes.
Doesn't let it get out. Yeah.
Yes, it is stronger in some sense than even Saturn is, but
Mm-hmm.
Saturn has a much more immediate role, a much more apparent immediate role, as Pluto is in a higher dimension.
Yeah.
Well, it does have some fourth dimensional energies as well. That it's varied, yes. You have high and low. It's very polarized energies there.
Okay. All right. Probably should wrap her up. Anything else before we get going?
Yes, like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, you want anything? You want me to tap in anything for you?
Um, sure, if you'd like, if you can find anything.
Let's see here. Nordic connections you have. I think as a Zeta, you kind of shut them down because some of them were being really vicious. You kind of kept an eye on them too. The ones that kind of went rogue, Let's say
Yeah.
that. He just kept in the as a Zeta, and
Yes.
he couldn't really interfere too much, but he kind of when I think you were there when they kind of went bad too.
Yeah, I believe they told me in the past that I was partially responsible or for the creation of the Nordic AI, wasn't I? And they wanted me to make them worse than what they were
Yeah,
that I refused.
I think it's a different lifetime, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's just one yeah because they broke away from the collective.
Yeah.
You were there to see it happen because you're always a Zeta connected to the Palladians in some way.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
true.
saw it all occur, and a lot of even Zetas, some Zetas came from the felines. The
Hmm.
felines gave the Zetas DNA to create other Zetas and other felines through genetic engineering.
Interesting.
Sometimes it went well, sometimes it didn't. Anytime all experiments are like that, they know what they.
Right.
I mean, like Neutron, he does genetics, but also you do genetics too. But
Yeah.
it's more AI. It goes into AI mostly.
Mm,
So
of course. Yeah.
what I say there. All right, I'll let you. Okay, that's all I can do. Okay, all right,
Yes. Blessings and
okay,
thank you. Yes.
all right, all right. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you
Yes.
next time. Okay, all right. Blessings,
Yes.
everyone.
Blessings. Yeah.